From Koreatown, Los Angeles, thank you for tuning into Ktown Social Club. This is where the world gathers to talk about the issues that you really care about. It's a different kind of a talk program. We're the only show that offers perspectives from the far left to the far right. Leave a comment, subscribe to this channel, smash that notification bell, and like this video. You can find all our social media information in the description box below. I'm Michael Kim with Michael Wan, Ed Choi, and Doug Kim. Thanks for tuning in.
The landing there.
Yeah.
Well.
Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. Here we are together again on this special 50th episode of Ktown Social Club.
It wouldn't be a special episode without the clapping.
Look how huge Michael looks in the.
Yeah, you're right. Like,
he looks like he's 7 feet. He looks like he's 7 feet tall.
Sweet, I look tiny.
Does it use different lens? I think.
Yeah. Oh wow!
Keep it the way it is.
Now you see the okay.
These are two giants.
Now Ed and Doug look like the
Well, that's
giants.
just perspective. That's just like
He shrank.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, good that we're noting these things on the 50th episode.
Yeah. So
Provocative.
Ktown Social Club started in 2020, and we started with an episode about homelessness in Los Angeles. We talked about Americans who support North Korea. We even had David Kim, who's running for Congress. His very first interview was on this program. I interviewed him here, actually. And
he's running again.
yeah, he's running
Did we
again
have
now
him on
for the third time.
For this campaign?
Yeah. I think it was when it was just me and...
The first episode.
Yeah,
I
one of the
think,
first episodes.
when we started this again.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
He came on with John Yee, who is running for, what was it, Assembly?
Assembly seat.
Do you know about him, Ed?
34th district.
No.
Yeah, he's not...
John Yee, Y-I.
He lives a few blocks away by the McDonald's.
You know?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, when was that? That was back in
Doing a
episode...
meta moment right now.
Yeah,
Searching
so
our
they're
own
both
YouTube.
pretty progressive.
That was episode 9, which is like the third one since we returned.
Right, you were there.
One first.
Oh, yeah, that's the one I was just.
This one? Yeah, this one I remember.
That's not even an intense
and-
face that you make.
But they didn't. The video didn't come out though, right? For that one.
Yeah, the video didn't come out until like
only the audio.
40 minutes in or something like that. But, you know, if you go back to these episodes, you'll see some of our more popular episodes since we restarted this year. Number 1 was Thailand cancels South Korea. That's when Doug was in New York, right?
Yeah.
And Sean Lee was here.
Sean Lee, who's working for
in
the RNC.
RNC right now. Yeah.
For the Trump campaign or?
Trump.
He said he was working for the Trump campaign, but what I understand is right now he's at RNC.
Oh, I see.
They're not.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not necessarily together, right?
No,
The
it's,
RNC
it's a little bit
campaign.
different. You're right.
Yeah. So that was our number 1
Peculiar.
episode because we were talking about how a lot of Thais were saying cancel Korea over, I guess, racism or whatever and all this. And
Not a lot of Thailand people go to South Korea. I think the travelers.
Oh yeah.
From America, China, it was all booming, but except for Thailand, it was a minus
it's also 'cause,
23%.
like, I mean, like,
compared to last year.
China's right there, so it's like it's
Yeah.
not a place like that's difficult to get to.
Yeah, based off of TikTok, you can travel the world just in China alone, apparently, from all their copy cities.
Oh,
right.
well, there you go.
Yeah, so the Thai thing, I think, Thai immigration or travel to Korea went down. But we didn't really have all the information back then, I think, as we found out later that there was some kind of visa-free program for Thai people to Korea. But what would happen is a lot of the Thais who would vacation in Korea would overstay their visa to work illegally. I think even I read that it was most of the visitors were doing that. And so Koreans had some kind of beef about that already with Thai people. And then even with this visa thing, free program, Thais would go to the airport and then the airport would just send them back to Thailand, even if they're legitimate travelers. So maybe that had something to do with the decreasing numbers. So anyway, that was number 1. And a lot of the videos, comments were, Thai people or Filipinos saying Koreans are so racist and this and that.
I think the third video was the answer for that, right?
Yeah, the
Korean
third
American
video, which
cancels
came
Thailand.
out about 2 weeks later
Yeah,
when
that
Doug
was the
returned.
answer. Yeah, Doug was
where
kind of gunning for that one.
Doug said, would you say like F Thailand or something?
pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
What is 4? That looks fun.
Oh, that
4?
was like
That was
2
years ago. Yeah.
3 years ago.
They were drinking
when they were trying to restart the.
They were drinking
KTSC.
North Korean
Soju.
alcohol, right?
No,
I'm not
they
sure.
they drank baijiu, the Chinese liquor,
Oh, Chinese
and they had I think there was soju there too, or beer or something.
So that's David Yoon on the left.
Yeah, that's David Yoon and Xiang Yu.
No Taedonggang.
No, I don't think we had that day. So that was like a one-off we did a couple years ago, and then I did some early episodes during the pandemic with like Gershom, as you can see here. How did it look back then? He had a good camera. So
Oh, this was like.
You know, Gershom has a good camera. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he had a very
has
nice
all
camera.
this. This is when you had a ponytail.
this is in this
What?
room, and I'm sitting in that.
Fuck.
Wait, how
Is
many years
that
ago was this?
Hair.
This was
He has a ponytail.
April
Oh,
2020.
this was during the pandemic, so
Yeah.
you guys couldn't like leave.
Yeah,
your-
but that's like too early in the pandemic to blame the ponytail on.
That's true.
the
Oh,
pandemic.
you're talking about the hair. Okay.
Yeah, obviously.
Dude, I had like a 3. I let it go for 3 months. It just looked like
That
You
first
had a
episode looks.
goatee too, right? Back in the day.
No, like for 3 months, it wasn't just a goatee. It was
Oh,
like
you had a
first
beard,
episode.
full beard, though. Man,
Wow,
he
look at
looks
this.
so young, man. Look
I
at
look-
He looks
David.
the same.
Have
David-
I aged
no,
that
David
much in
look-
4 years? David looks.
No, David looks young.
looks the
That's what I'm
same.
saying.
Look at his
yeah.
hair.
His hair looks ridiculous too. No,
His hair is a lot
Yeah.
better now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that,
Are we just like?
that is kind of.
Oh my god.
The two of you guys, what
Yeah,
the fuck is
had a ponytail,
happening?
see?
Did you think you were a samurai? What is happening?
I don't know what I was doing.
He was in his weeb era.
Why did you cut your ponytail, Michael?
Because it's horrible.
I don't remember.
There must have been a reason back then.
It was a great idea to cut it.
I don't know.
Pandemic.
Why did you cut? Because
You
it
grew
was
it out?
I mean, that was the second time I'd done that. So
Growing your hair out?
yeah, like I think
You
I was
had
already.
super long hair back in the day. You said, right? No.
It had gone down maybe here,
I think I saw that photo.
and I had the
Goatee.
yeah, I had it come down.
Fu Manchu.
Yeah, for a while. And then I did it again. So, I mean, this is the beginning of the pandemic, so my hair is already long. I had already started before. And then because of the pandemic, it had to grow longer.
There's something
So-
about
There's
David
no
too,
amount of
right?
explanation
Is
that makes it better.
there- Unforgivable.
You guys are like bad hair besties.
I was trying to, enforce my voluntarily celibate,
But his hair makes sense because it looks like it's like haven't been able to get a haircut
Wait,
because
so
of the pandemic.
what year was this?
This is 2020.
2020. April, remember?
Wait, so he's running the third time, right?
This
Yeah.
is the third time. Yeah.
2020, 2022, now 2024.
Is it
Oh my
always
goodness.
the same opponent? Pretty much.
It was.
It's always
the
Jimmy
same,
Jimmy
yeah.
Gomez.
And this year, how's he polling?
I don't know. He got 47% 2020, 49% 2022. So this year.
Well, against Jimmy Gomez, people seem to really like him for some reason.
In the primary, I think he got like 24% or something because it was split up with another Korean candidate named
Okay.
Calvin.
Calvin Lee. Calvin Lee.
Yeah,
Calvin
that's
Lee,
some weird
Yeah.
scammy dude.
the Republican dude.
Yeah.
Who pretended to be a Trump supporter. I don't think he's even a Trump supporter.
Okay, so
you know,
it went down then from last time because of
in the primary,
yeah,
primaries,
now
but he
he's-
didn't make the top two. So
But now he is top two, isn't he?
yeah, so
Yeah.
that's why there's a runoff. He made it 3 times in a row. So last time I think he had 49% and Jimmy Gomez had 51%. So there was only 2% difference.
Thank you.
Episode 3's thumbnail's hilarious.
I could derive 51 from 49. Thank you.
This one?
Yeah.
Some people don't. So, I wanted to show off my math skill as an Asian.
As a Korean.
You know what my mom said about this episode 3, when she was watching? She's like,
That's
Wait, who's that on the left?
that's David Yoon.
Oh,
When
wow.
look how young he,
he looks
is there.
like really young
David
there.
Yoon looks super young too.
You know what my mom said about this episode? She's like, oh, it's a good episode, but your belly kept popping out.
Oh my God.
So your mom watched all 3
Asian
episodes?
You know what?
I think
happened?
she
So,
watches a lot of them.
You know, like how, my mom didn't really know about Douglas MacArthur that much?
Yeah.
I showed him a picture, like, the first time she saw him. He's like, his belly's too big.
Yeah, he
Of
had
who?
a,
Douglas MacArthur. She didn't even know what he looked like, so I showed him a picture of him.
But Douglas
like-
MacArthur had a big belly? I didn't know that.
When
I saw some of his photos.
He was like storming the beaches of Manila or whatever.
Okay.
yeah, I'm because they pulled their pants really high, right?
Yeah.
You don't
It was
always-
the picture where they're that
It-
one.
it
The
hides-
one on the left.
it hides
down,
his
down,
stomach
down.
a little.
No, down.
Oh, down.
I always thought that he was
To
built.
the right one. That one. Yeah. No.
Oh, this
that
one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He has a belly there.
Huh. I see.
I mean, he's like, what, 60 years old then? Of course he's going to be kind of fat.
I mean, it
Also,
seems like the
standards are a
Donald
little
Trump
different
style,
then.
right?
I mean, generals aren't going to...
Donald Trump is.
Wait, these aren't real,
chubby.
though.
Those
yeah,
are-
yeah, like this. Wait.
Yeah.
So the real one, yeah, it's like Donald Trump.
RFK
Donald
Jr.,
Trump
though,
really
is
eats a
fucking
lot.
ripped. Did you see a
Oh
picture?
yeah, he is
Mike,
ripped, man.
what
He's
the
built.
hell?
He's
How is
built.
he-
He's like
He's
70
years
Dude,
old. Yeah,
he's
but
ripped.
he's built. Yeah.
Look up RFK.
RFK ripped.
RFK is abs.
Welcome to episode 50, where
Yeah,
we're
he
looking
works
up
out. He
half-naked
works out.
politicians.
He works out.
Holy
Dude.
shit,
Yeah.
man.
Holy
7-year-old?
shit.
He's
man.
like fucking ripped.
He is, man.
What happened to his?
I was like, I need to work
to be
out
70,
after this.
I mean, it's just his voice, right?
Yeah, is
If
this
he had a
from
good
his-
Oh, he
voice,
has
I
a
think
kind of a weird voice.
he had
He's just
some
so
kind
annoying.
of disease. Yeah, it's
Oh.
yeah, he had some
I
kind of
didn't-
disease.
But like,
That's
if
the
I'm
reason
looking
why,
like
yeah.
that at 70, damn.
Wait, is he married or is he?
Yeah.
He's married. His wife is one of the
Oh.
actresses, right? What's her name?
Oh, I don't know.
She was in Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, yeah, Cheryl Hines.
Cheryl Hines, yeah.
He's married to her.
Yeah, he's married to
that's
Cheryl
Larry
Hines.
David's wife
Yep.
in the
Yeah,
show.
20 years younger, right?
I was like, I don't know his life, and I was like, oh right, I do.
Man, I think I mean, Robert Kennedy Jr. was a player back in the day. You know, he was.
He's like-
Isn't he
Yeah,
supposed
you
to
don't
be,
you
like-
don't
He was a
look like
player.
that because you started working out in your 60s.
Yeah, he was a
Didn't
player.
they say
man.
he was going to be like the CIA director now if
Oh, yeah.
if Trump gets elected or something?
I think
What?
Trump is considering
The
either,
middle word in CIA is intelligence, and that is what's lacking in RFK
Well, also,
Jr.
it's very likely
Did you
that
not like
the
RFK
CIA
Jr.?
killed
Do you know
his-
what
I
he
love
just
him, man.
said?
What
his
did he
dad
say?
and his uncle.
He just endorsed Trump, but then he was like, "Oh, but I can also still win, so you should vote for me."
No, because he said that because he just pulled out his name on the 10 swing states, okay? On
but he
the
still can't
deep
win.
blue states and the deep red states, his name is going to still be there on the ballot. But on
But he
the 10
still
swing states,
can't win.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
has
he
no-
can.
he has no
can.
path
No,
to
he
victory.
can't.
No, yeah, but
He has no
but he
mathematical
can
path.
become, you know.
I mean, he couldn't
No,
win
it's
like
kingmaker
from day
because
one.
It's
he was
literally
getting, like-
logically almost impossible.
Of course.
Because
we all knew that.
Because it would only happen if they don't hit, what is it, the 270 mark?
270, 270.
Which means that he would have, because there's no way RFK Jr. is winning any of the
No,
states,
no.
and the only states
true,
that like are splitting congressional votes or because of the districts is like, was it Dakota and Maine?
What?
There's only two
South
states.
Dakota?
No, I don't think it's Dakota actually. Maine is one of them,
Yeah, and Maine and what else?
where they like split the
Yeah,
electoral
Maine
votes.
is Maine. You
per
do,
congressional
Maine
district.
does do
Wait,
that,
so
yep.
then
So
what happens if,
he has to win at least one electoral vote for this scenario to even work.
what
There's
happens
no
if,
way that's happening.
What if happens if Trump and Kamala tie?
This is the
Doesn't
scenario.
it doesn't go to the Congress?
It does go to Congress, yeah,
Okay.
and then they technically get to
Yeah.
vote and decide.
And does it go to
So
the
that-
Senate
that
or
would
the
be-
House or both?
Good question. I thought it was.
I feel like it's the.
I thought it was
House.
just Congress.
Okay, I
Yeah,
guess.
maybe.
Yeah. Well, you know.
I mean, that's never happened.
Yeah.
It never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what you
Never say
guys
never.
what you guys think
Crazier
of
things have happened.
last week's episode about? Did you see the comments from our episode 48,
No,
Well,
I did not.
the black on Asian attack or
Yeah,
something?
there were a lot of comments, right?
Oh, did I get a lot of views?
It didn't get actually that many. I mean, it got
It's
like
one of our
there were a lot
top.
of-
five.
yeah, there were a lot
but
of
it wasn't
comments.
like
But-
view count wise.
Oh, I didn't see it on the on
got
the.
No, I
top
felt like this one was
comments.
going to get a lot of,
Got the most comments for sure.
Out of our more recent episodes
than
since we
50,
restarted,
yeah.
it's the fourth
Top.
most popular episode.
or fourth most unpopular.
Really?
Yeah, and
I
you know,
didn't see it when you pulled up the popular episodes.
oh well,
Was it there?
The deep state.
oops, not AOC.
Oh my gosh.
Ktown Social Club. Oops, damn, this pisses me. God.
Press
Okay,
enter.
here we go. So, since we restarted, because we're not including the old ones.
Oh, I see.
It was the fifth one.
Oh, so technically
Yeah,
the
here it is,
fourth
right
since
here.
we've-
Another black on Asian attack, Jun Hee Han. Now, I remember Doug said something during that episode how it's like Zionism or something. And it kind of,
Afro-Zionism.
yeah, it kind of, I thought that was a bit extreme, but as I was reading some of the comments, I was like, because there was some black person on there who kept, to me, was
Spamming.
like talking a bunch of bullshit. And I'm like, oh my God, it's so, I think Doug might be right, because it's like any kind of
Because
criticism.
of one person?
No. I mean, it might be right in the sense that you want to even just talk about the racism that we face from the black community rather than just always talking about anti-black racism from Asians. But you can't even talk about it the other way without some black people coming in and saying, well, we're the oppressed. We led the civil rights. We did all this. What if Asian? It's like, anything is anti-black. It's like you can't say anything without being labeled. You can't say anything about Zionists without being labeled as anti-Semitic. Just like you can't say anything about black people or even what we're facing without being called anti-black.
Yeah, but there is a slight difference though, because the Holocaust did not happen in America. What happened to black people specifically happened here. So
and Asian people had nothing to do.
No, but I'm saying,
with
but
it.
the systemic problems that they have still faced it. So that's baked into
and
society.
Asian people have nothing to do with
Yeah,
that.
but not really though, because
But Asian people have
they
nothing to
did
just
it,
like black
but
people have nothing to do with the Holocaust.
they didn't have
Asian
anything to
people
do.
have nothing
They didn't
to
have
do.
anything to do what directly
Palestinian
happened to
people
them.
have
But the
nothing to do with the
anti-blackness
Holocaust.
is
Wait,
still
one at a time.
Palestinians-
Wait, one at a time. Wait, I want to hear Ed's point because and
Asian
then-
people had nothing to do with what directly happened to black people, but because our system and everything is built with anti-blackness in mind, it still became a part of the system, and we're part of the system.
Wait,
I
do
don't
you
accept
think
that
anti-Asianism is also built into the system?
To a degree, yeah. Because
Right.
if you think about it, like even just in media, the prevalence of just racism that happened and that was accepted up until recently when people talk about woke culture, it's never been okay. People just didn't have the platform to say this isn't okay and for have people to listen. So because of that, all of that is baked into our culture, not even just the system, but it's baked into the culture. So because of that, anti-blackness has prevailed and has been accepted by all parties up until it's been taught. Hatred is taught. So because
so
of
as
that,
anti-Asianness.
correct. No one's saying that. They're not mutually exclusive. They're both.
Right.
But because of that, Asian people are a part of anti-blackness, just like black people are a part of anti-Asianness, because it's been taught through our culture and normalized.
Right. I agree with that, but I also agree with that anti-Asianness has also been taught.
For sure.
And I think that, going back to this, another one of the comments said, like, how can you have this discussion about, this black people and all that without having a black person on the panel? And my thought was, well, when
That's fair.
black people talk about Asians, do they have Asian people on
No,
their panel?
never.
And we wouldn't expect them to. But I think
And if they do, they're the type of
Well,
Asian
they're-
person that like fucking just bows down.
I think
to
they're
whatever they
saying
says.
that it would be more.
it would be more fair.
It
obviously.
would be more fair if there was,
But-
and it's specifically on the other side too.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
I think it's unfair that we are expected to do that, but
Well,
they
they don't do it, right?
Yeah, so
Yep.
I feel that there's different sets of rules for Asians versus black people.
Definitely.
Like Asians have to.
100%.
Well, okay, but I wouldn't
Okay,
put it
there's
like that.
this
but,
ID Dragonfly Jones 5023 who said, "This is effed up. I'm a black man who literally has an Asian man as a brother and one of my groomsmen. I die before I see something terrible happen to him in front of me." So there were these
Yeah,
black.
that's what I'm saying too.
figures
There
who
are
agree
like
with
black.
us, too.
Usually, like online on Twitter, the most support I actually get are from black conservatives who are like,
Yeah, black
this is
conservatives. You're
fucked
right.
up.
Yeah. Black
Larry Elder.
conservatives. Larry Elder is one of them who said, who was even during the riots, he said, was flat out the black community was completely on the wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't know why there's no black leftists that
Black
can seem
liberals
to
who never say
understand
that.
that Asians are also targeted. Why don't any black leftists say? I don't expect black liberals to say anything, but what about like black communists? Why don't they say anything?
Black communists are mostly like, basically, an extension of black liberalism ever since the 1960s. I mean, that was the point of the civil rights movement, to dull the revolutionary tenor of, America during the time, because it was anti-imperialist because of the Vietnam War, and to give some concessions to the black community so that they would be divided against the Asian community. I mean, the NAACP supported the Vietnam War, said this is the way you become more American. Black people, black youth, this is how you
So
become more
Muhammad
American.
Ali was going against NAACP.
So Muhammad Ali was an anomaly. Like
he was
the
an
black
anomaly.
community likes to put Muhammad Ali as the spokesperson for the Vietnam War, but that's totally not fucking true. When Martin Luther King himself spoke out against the Vietnam War in 1967, he only had 70 or 25% approval rating after that from the black community. That's what they don't tell you. They only had like single-digit percent approval rating in the regular community, like the overall American community, right after 1967, when he said the Vietnam War is bad, and like the entire black community, the black liberal newspapers, all these places started saying King is wrong. They denounced him. They took away their security detail, and a year later he gets killed.
Okay.
And he was
By
spied
James
upon
Earl
by the
Ray.
FBI.
Who killed him?
I mean, I haven't looked that.
Didn't
I
F-
haven't looked that deep into
Didn't
his
FBI
assassination,
spy him, wiretap Martin Luther King?
I mean, yeah, that was that.
Yeah,
that was
they did.
an element of that too.
They sent him a letter telling him to end his life or something,
Kill
and they
himself,
would
yeah.
send him harassing phone calls. J. Edgar Hoover had a hard-on for him, I think. Didn't J. Edgar Hoover dress up in women's stockings or something?
Former FBI director.
Well, when you
know.
look into the
I didn't
history
hear
of the
about
FBI and the CIA, both of those institutions were created to destroy communism.
They did a good job.
For now, I guess.
I think
Yeah.
Robert Kennedy Jr. for CIA director then. You know, I would love to see
Well,
that.
that's the other thing too. Like, there's a very good chance the CIA was.
He
directly
believes it.
responsible
Robert
for
Kennedy
his-
Jr. believes that his father and his
uncles.
uncle died
Yeah.
because of the CIA or these intelligence
Now
agencies
he's
were
joining
behind
them.
all that.
I
And
mean, like the
yeah.
only way I'll believe anything will change is if he actually releases the JFK files.
Trump promised that last Friday.
Yeah, we'll see.
Let's
yeah,
see.
yeah. Trump promised that 8 years ago, and what
I
happened?
know, and there was an interview where he did with Judge Napolitano from Fox News. But what Trump said was, if he releases it, people would really flip, and they would get so angry that he.
Good.
It makes
They should
him-
get angry.
So he said he was a little bit worried about revealing the entire thing.
Wait, Trump or someone else?
Trump did an interview, and the judge Napolitano asked him, "Hey, how come you're not disclosing all the JFK files?"
Yeah.
And Trump's reasoning was, if I release this, people are going to just flip and get freaked out, and he was touchy
See,
about it.
if he knows
He
about
was
that,
touchy about
if
it.
he knows, that means he saw it. He saw.
He
the
saw
files
it. He
himself.
saw it. Yeah, Trump
So
saw it. Yeah.
That means like what my theory was is probably true. When he almost got shot at, he's thinking that's the CIA. I better not fuck around.
No, this interview was prior to that.
No, I know
Yeah, prior to
exactly.
that, yeah.
Exactly. So prior to that, he knew about why JFK was shot. So then when he was almost shot, he's just thinking like, oh shit, they're actually coming after me now.
Well,
so
but
I gotta
last
I gotta play
Friday
ball.
before Robert Kennedy Jr. endorsed, Trump said he was going to obliterate the deep state. So I think he said that he's going to make a committee, right? President assassination committee, and to find out the truth. And he promised to the people. Let's see, man. Let's see. I don't believe Kamala Harris is going to.
I mean, I don't believe
expose
I-
the JFK files.
That's
reveal
the
JFK
false
files.
dichotomy both sides always bring up. I don't think Kamala's going to do it. It's like fucking. I don't really fucking care. It's like one.
I
It's
think-
always been one government since the creation.
Trump
of
released
CIA.
some, but not all. Yeah, Trump released
but
some.
you would-
Two-party-
you would still vote
two-party
for
is
Trump,
like a
though, right?
False dichotomy. I'm not going to vote for anyone. Like, why am I wasting my
I
fucking
mean,
time?
last week you said if
going
you had
the-
to, you'd vote for Trump.
You said if I had a bullet to my head, yes,
Right.
I'm fucking voting for Trump.
so
but
you'd vote
like,
for
is
Trump.
there a
You-
gun to my head right
you-
now?
you
No.
don't- you don't
so
give-
I'm gonna fucking
you don't-
lay around on November 5th and just be like, all right,
You
let
don't give any kind
let
of.
the not so smart people. I'm trying to turn a new leaf.
So, Doug,
apparently.
you don't give any political points of Trump having a summit with Kim Jong Un, even though there was no deal. that
now
happened.
like after his pick of Vance, his just like self-sabotaging in the past month. I'm just like he's bought.
Oh, you think
done.
he's
done.
sabotaging,
Yeah.
right? No, I don't. I think he's ahead with Robert Kennedy Jr.'s endorsement. I think he's gonna beat
Betting markets
Kamala Harris.
disagree. So I tend to.
I don't
with
believe the
gamblers.
poll numbers. I think
It's
some
not
of-
poll
yeah.
numbers. These are gambling numbers.
You know-
I tend to.
What's the gambling numbers right
so
now?
there's betting markets.
Yeah, can you
about-
tell us about it? Yeah.
So there are these gambling sites that bet on whatever, and traditionally gambling people have better methods of data analysis and prediction models. So I tend to agree more with the betting markets rather than the polls.
Is
So
this
what
a Nate
does it-
Silver thing? Nate Silver? No.
So what does
Okay.
it say?
So
That-
go to electionbettingodds.com.
So does it show the swing states or the national polling?
So this thing amalgamates all of the
Oh,
betting
okay,
sites
got
and
it.
kind of
All right.
puts a percentage.
Oh, so her percentage is 50.5.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying, and Trump is 47.7. But
Yeah.
isn't this
Shit,
isn't this
Obama's on there.
isn't this pre Robert
Yeah.
Kennedy Jr. endorsement?
No, this is like real time. This
Real
is
time.
always
Okay,
updating
got it.
every day.
All right.
I guess we'll see how this changes over the next few weeks and months.
So if you have to
So-
bet, you bet on Kamala, huh?
I mean, I'm not gonna.
No, I know if you have
No,
to bet.
because like
Gun
this
to your head.
implies that
What's the spread?
this implies that like the market is pricing it such
Listen to all
that
these
you're not gonna
gamblers
get a
here.
Go to
profit.
one of the
So-
gambling sites. Let's see what the spread is.
so
It's
even
probably like minus 120
wow,
or
the
something.
House
so?
control, the Democrats has way ahead. They're way ahead.
Oh God, my gambling itch is coming in.
All right.
So-
my fingers.
I was wondering when you're like, wait,
Are you shaking
You
right
can
now?
gamble on this?
I want to gamble.
you didn't
on the
know that?
election.
They can.
No, I did.
Even Academy Awards too, right? You can
I just
bet
don't
on
think about it.
Academy
Yeah.
Awards and.
Why'd you?
Well, according to the
Jackson Hinkle.
American, was it ACP, American Communist Party?
Yeah.
Jackson
MAGA
Hinkle
communist.
says AOC just said Kamala Harris is working tirelessly to bring a ceasefire to Gaza. The vice president has been working tirelessly to bring a ceasefire to Gaza. But Jackson Hinkle says if that's true, why did killer Kamala just approve $24 billion in weapons for genocidal Israel? And then he put a very flattering picture of AOC with an Israeli
Somebody
flag.
wrote something like AOC is just the Nancy Pelosi for millennials. And I was
Yeah,
like, yeah, that's
kind
pretty
of.
accurate.
Yeah.
Wasn't it the Young Turks who made Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez? That's how I understand it.
I don't-
Social
Well, I think
Democrat.
Jimmy-
Social Democrat.
Jimmy
Even Jimmy
Dore-
Dore was
Jimmy
there.
Dore was the
Yeah,
first
they
one.
They
I
made
think
her.
she just made her bones by like attaching herself to the Bernie campaign in 2016. Made her kind of like name that way,
Okay.
like the Democratic Socialists of America,
And then
Jimmy
that.
Dore seems to support Trump. It seems like.
I don't know. I don't like follow Jimmy Dore that closely.
yeah,
like him.
Nuri Vitachi, whoever this is, says Kamala Harris's key foreign policy objective, as specified in her speech, keep them Asians below Americans and make sure we're the biggest, deadliest gunslinger on the planet. Not a joke. Her keynote speech literally said her aim was to ensure that America, not China, wins the competition for the 21st century. Why pretend it is fight when it isn't? She went on to say, I will ensure America has the strongest, most lethal fighting force in the world. Don't we already have that?
I think we already have.
Most lethal. Then everybody gave massive cheer. This is insane. Isn't that crazy that all these Democrats are cheering that we're gonna have the most lethal?
Yeah.
Like, what about all the rainbows and fucking vibes and all that feels and all that shit? This is crazy.
I think America
I think it's
spends-
also funny that looks nothing like Kamala Harris.
It's
Yeah.
probably AI.
It looks like
America
Yeah.
spends more money than the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth,
Six,
seventh,
seven,
eighth,
eight, nine,
ninth, tenth
yeah.
countries combined.
Yeah.
Obama mentioned that in his final State of the Union speech, and he was bragging about it.
He bragged
I
about
was
it,
like,
yeah.
how can you brag about that? By the way, Mehdi Hassan, who just interviewed a Chinese guy who advises the Chinese government, was criticizing China for spending so much on
You know what it is?
military.
It's like 60 years ago, the Democrats realized, hey, let's take care of the racism in America and then export it abroad where they don't care about it. Like, let's kill all these Korean people. Let's kill all these Vietnamese people. Nobody cares about them. So let's use, our progressiveness in domestic issues to hide the fact that we're fucking genocidal maniacs.
I guess
our country was
that's-
built on war. That's how we make money,
But
It's
Yeah,
fucking
imperialism.
horrible. Yeah.
I guess that's how they do justify, like Gaza, for example. They say, well, they don't allow LGBT rights or something, right? Is that what
Yeah,
you mean?
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So it's just like the white man's burden 2.0. Like, 200 years ago, there was this brutal practice in India called sati, where like when the husband dies, the wife is supposed to like be burned alive with him or something
Really?
like that. So this was like 200, 300 years ago. This was during the India, whatever.
Michael Scott mentioned
And
that.
so England was like, look how barbaric they are. We need to, change their ways, which is kind of like,
Yeah,
okay,
so,
fine. But then they fucking, brutally enslaved them all
Yeah.
and took
So that-
trillions of dollars
yeah.
of wealth and jewels and that they still have not returned to this day.
Yeah, that was the same logic that was implemented during the Iraq War. That we were going to liberate these people.
Right.
We were going to.
That's the same thing they said in Korean
democracy,
War.
But
They
actually,
said we
1
need to-
million people
Yeah, we
died.
have a
plus
history of
people died.
behavior of that.
And
We need to spread to these gooks democracy.
but
They
South,
said that, like, they literally said those kinds of phrases, like, unironically. Like, they called the slurs and whatever and said we need to civilize these, like, childlike barbarians or whatever from
Yes,
communism.
Michael Parenti, a political commentator, he gave really good speeches about this, how Hollywood often plays a role in this, like Rambo movies. It's about, the American whatever. We got to, teach those savages,
I
how
mean,
to-
even Marvel's Cinematic Universe. Iron Man, the first movie.
right, and also
Who is he? Who is Iron Man?
Iron Man.
He's a billionaire. who
He's a
funds war.
billionaire arms
military
And
complex,
who's the
right?
first people he directs like
Middle
his,
East.
Yeah, exactly. He calls it the Jericho missile.
Yeah.
It's literally Zionist propaganda in the first Marvel film.
Is Jericho the wrong term?
No, it's just like a
It's a
like
biblical term.
It's a biblical term
Well,
for like a
from
Jewish
the Old
sort of
Testament, so
thing.
technically the
It's like the
Torah.
Jericho missile.
Yeah.
These terrorists will be hiding in their holes or some shit like that.
even in Captain America, the second movie, Isn't it kind of like that? What was that? Winter Soldier?
It's more anti-American government.
Oh, I think
but,
Winter Soldier has
but kind of
touched upon
controlled in a way that
touched upon a little bit of deep state stuff, right? The Winter
little
Soldier.
bit.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's just funny that they keep focusing on Kamala and Biden when AIPAC funds Trump's campaign.
No,
I
AIPAC
think
supports Trump's. I mean, they fund
it's more
both.
that like
they
they're
fund both.
saying that the liberals.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Democrats get more money. Did you know that?
No,
from
but I'm
AIPAC?
saying that they fund genocide on both sides.
Right, but who is right now genocide?
No, for sure.
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
that's what they're pointing out.
Trump
For sure.
Trump talked about this. What Trump said was he found out Palestine wants to make a deal, but Israel doesn't. Benjamin Netanyahu doesn't want a deal. He said he realized, Israel want to go all the way. That when he had talks with him, that
Yeah,
Israel
and that's
do not
why
want
Trump
a deal.
is going full Zion Don these days. He says
Yeah.
we're gonna, destroy Iran and blah blah blah.
But I
all
think
this
the reason
crap.
why they talk about Kamala and Joe Biden more is because we already expect from a leftist perspective, we already expect Republicans or conservatives to support Israel, but we're trying, wouldn't they expect better from Kamala and Biden? Like, these are the Democrats. These are supposedly the leftists, the liberals, the humanitarians. So it's like, we don't expect anything from them, but what's with these people who are actually these are the rainbow people, right? These are the people who kneel and all that stuff.
Isn't it more hypocritical for them to be
Yeah,
that way?
and that's exactly what Malcolm X said.
And it's not true. Among Republicans, there's a lot of people who are against against Palestine or Hamas. I mean, there's a lot.
You mean
like
Israel?
political pundits? Yeah, Israel. There, some people are. Yeah, some people. Yeah,
'Cause, yeah,
Israel.
of course they're
Some people are
against
not for Israel. Like Candace
Sure.
Owens. There's like Tucker Carlson. A lot of the
It's
political.
crazy
leading
that
candidates,
you might
know?
actually find more anti-Zionists within the Republicans
Yeah,
than
there's a
you might
lot,
actually
man.
find
I
from
don't know a lot.
Democrats. Isn't that
That's-
crazy?
Well, those are more like the
other than
far.
probably,
Yeah, I feel
would
like I need to
say-
see numbers before we make
No,
those
most
kind
of the
statements.
mainstream media, the CNN panels, they're for it. I think they're
Sure,
for Israel.
yeah. Even from the Republican, like the Fox News people, they're for too.
I don't know about Fox News. I
Oh, they're
don't watch.
definitely-
I don't
like,
watch a
definitely
lot of
for
them.
it.
But I
Fucking,
think if you
what's his
watch, Sean Hannity,
No, the guy who runs it, Fox News. Who owns
you
it?
mean Rupert Murdoch?
Yeah, Rupert Murdoch. He's a huge Zionist.
I mean, okay, but which Democrat is actually openly opposing Zionism and not just saying
don't
we're
see a
working
lot.
we're
Yeah.
working to do a no, which one actually, like Cori Bush, I heard her say something like, I'm coming
Basically,
after you, AIPAC.
The squad.
Like,
One of the who was it? That one Palestinian.
Yeah, she held
Rashida?
up that sign.
Whatchamacallit?
Rashida.
Didn't
that
she
her
lose?
name?
her
Tlaib or
position,
something?
right?
Yes.
She lost her position.
I think
She
she's the
lost
one that held
in
up the
the primary.
sign during the one.
Oh, she.
Yeah, so she's the one and only one. Her, right?
And because she's Palestinian, right?
She's the one and only one. Like AOC didn't do it. Like nobody's sticking by her. And then you got, I don't remember the
They don't want
Republicans.
to be reelected.
I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
so-
with that
I
performer,
can tell
remember
you
that?
probably like more than 70-80% of the political conservative pundits, they're against it. They're against Israel right now. Alex Jones, if you listen to Alex Jones, he's also against
You're
it.
talking about like the.
And even like
you're
Owen
talking about the
Schroyer
outside
and
the
Tucker
establishment
Carlson.
media.
Yeah, they're not in the mainstream conservative.
Yeah.
They're not on Fox News. But I'm telling
Right,
you, who
so
gets
that's not a significant
I'm telling you
percentage
who
of-
get a lot of eyeballs.
But that's not a
They get more
significant-
views. They get
It
more
doesn't
views than
matter.
Fox
That
News
doesn't matter. It's
programs.
significant
Who do you
percentage of
think-
Republican voters.
Who do you think gets a lot of views in Fox News? These days, they don't have a lot of stars there. Ever since
Well, we'll
Tucker
see.
left.
We'll see what happens.
This is a
with
lot
the
of
election.
anecdotal statements.
Yeah.
Well, Comrade Cisco says, if you like Genocide Joe, you're going to love Holocaust Harris. Anyway, let's see what else we got here.
Isn't it one of her nickname, Comrade Harris?
I don't know what's very
And that's like
comradic
a
about
stupid,
her.
like 1950s McCarthy era stupid
Tongji.
thing too.
Right? It's called Tongji.
Yeah, Tongji.
She's not communist in the slightest.
No, she's not. I agree with Doug. When
There it is.
When
There is the
conservatives
most
or Democrats
truthful
talk about
statement I've
communism,
seen
it's not
all
the
day.
communism that you talk about.
Yeah,
Because they don't know
so
what communism is.
Jill
That's- I
Stein.
agree with that.
Anybody know Jill Stein? Democrats accused her of being a Putin's asset, a Russian spy. She's the presidential candidate for the Green
Green
Party
Party.
and has been for the last few, I think, at least 2020 and 2016, I think.
2020 actually it was Howie Hawkins because I remember voting for Howie.
Okay, then 2016 then.
2024.
And
Howie Hawkins. Just
So you did vote.
yeah, but not for-
Inconsistencies.
Which party? Which
not
party?
for-
Which
It
party?
was just a vote of protest for the Green Party.
A lot of work.
And by the way, the Democrats who were mad about Green Party voters, you know what I saw in the last election? There were more libertarians who voted Libertarian then voted Green. So actually, the third party voters helped the Democrats. So
They did, right?
when they were,
Jill Stein.
when they were trying to shame all the Green Party voters to like saying you better vote Democrat, but meanwhile more third party people voted for Libertarians. So it actually helped Joe Biden. So Democrats should stop fearing people voting for third party. Because, if you really do care about democracy, then stop trying to fuck with people's third-party votes. Shut the fuck up. Anyway.
The problem is there are independent candidates. Isn't he independent, actually? Bernie Sanders. He's not a Democratic Party,
Now?
actually.
He's a Democrat.
He was
No,
Democrat.
he's under the Democratic Party caucus, but he himself is an independent. There are some independents there. There is.
I mean, that's like a
if you look at
loose-
it's like 40, he's independent.
He's part
So
of the
the problem is they always join. These
After he
independents
lost-
always join with
After
the
he
Democratic
got shoved
caucus.
aside in 2020, he just played ball with the Democrats.
He always
Let's be
played
real.
ball. I think.
Yeah.
I think he
It doesn't matter if
pretended,
he's independent.
Because I
He's
think in the
part of the fucking
Democratic Party you
machine.
can't do anything because of the superdelegate system.
At this point, I think Bernie Sanders is the quote-unquote deep state.
Yeah.
Like, he's just there as
He's just a
a
Yeah, just,
cheerleader for the left, for the progressive left.
Controlled opposition.
Controlled
right?
opposition. But when push comes to shove, Bernie says, all right, guys, we did our best, but you got to vote for Joe.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty
Oh,
good. I was
thanks.
just thinking
Thanks,
about it.
yeah.
Michael is really good at imitating. I mean, look at his
nice.
Tom Leykis. Even
I think
like
that was the
other-
first time I
is-
tried Bernie
He is
Sanders.
very.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, vote for
not
Joe.
bad for a first time.
We'll only have your respect once you can do Chris Griffin, which is like the
Oh,
hardest.
okay, I can't do that.
From Family Guy.
Seth Green does that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't
tried
do
to do that so much.
Are you
It's
good at
really hard.
imitating?
But that's true, right, about Bernie. So it's always like, we're going to fight for the $15 minimum wage.
that's good, man.
And
That's really good, actually. It got better.
You should keep doing it.
me and, whatever. So
Yeah, but that's why Republicans are. I mean, I'm
I
talking
regret
about.
donating to Bernie. I donated Bernie.
Did you?
I did too.
I went to his rally. I went to, he came to the Wiltern.
The Wiltern, yeah.
Wilterns, I went there and there were no, and he gave a good
He talks a good
speech.
game. I'm not gonna lie.
I
Yeah,
still
but-
have no hate for Bernie.
Yeah, but
I hate him now.
I
I
wouldn't
hate
vote
him.
for
I
him.
can't
but-
stand him. I can't stand Bernie. And I think the reason why Trump is still popular, he is popular, is because I think he didn't change that much. I think he is. I mean,
After that July.
no, I think.
disagree.
I mean, he made a lot of election pledges, and a lot of his supporters think that he kept his promise. A lot of his promises. So,
Yeah, and a lot of I talked to a lot of Trump supporters on Twitter, and they're like, yeah, he's
Deep state
jumped the
now?
shark.
Why?
Yeah.
What was their reasoning?
Yeah, same thing I've been saying, the JD Vance pick and all this other stuff.
He had to pick one. Then Marco Rubio's better. Who's better?
No,
then?
pick anyone. You've just got shot at. You can pick whoever the fuck
Kanye
you
West.
want.
You said Kanye West.
Yeah, why not?
Kanye West doesn't help him.
that
Gain
JD
any
Vance helps
votes.
him?
I think in the Rust Belt he does.
JD Vance is not helping him at all.
The reason why Trump chose
No
JD
one,
Vance.
no one is saying I want to choose Trump now because of JD Vance. No, absolutely no person on the fucking planet is saying that.
Where is JD Vance
Let's
from?
be real. Let's be fucking real here.
Okay, I believe that JD Vance got traction because of his book Hillbilly Elegy. That was
Yeah,
a bestseller.
we already know your
and
points.
the movie.
We already know what you
and
think about
I think he
JD
does
Vance.
bring in some.
I'm saying
Repeat.
I'm saying what has happened in the past month that is telling you that JD Vance was the right pick for Trump.
It was better than Marco Rubio, better than Doug Burgum. I
Okay,
would say
don't
that.
pick those guys.
Yeah, it was better than Nikki Haley. Mainstream media wanted him to pick
All
Nikki
right.
Haley.
What
better
about
than
Vivek
Nikki Haley.
Ramaswamy? Why not choose
Yeah,
someone
because-
out of the
brown.
box?
Because so Vivek Ramaswamy, I heard that his religion played a role. He's a Hindu, and I think if Trump's gone, we have a Hindu president, and that hurts a lot of his. He doesn't gain votes. All the Vivek Ramaswamy supporters, they're gonna vote for Trump anyway. They're pretty much the same. They're pretty much the same. But with JD Vance, I would prefer.
No, Vivek Ramaswamy was going to get the libertarians on board.
I prefer Vivek.
Vivek was
I
going to get
do.
all of the libertarians on board, but now
I
the
prefer
libertarians going to be
Vivek.
split.
I prefer Vivek, but I think JD Vance was the one who was gaining traction in the end.
Okay.
So.
So
Not really.
anyway,
In other days.
Jill Stein, she
Green
says, it sounds like Democrats and Republicans are reading from the same script. It's because they both work for the same donor. So let's
Bingo.
listen to what this.
Yeah,
Let me.
it's Michelle Obama.
I got to hold it up to the microphone again.
It's almost like the CIA planned this 80 years
The most
ago.
important election in the history of our country.
This election
is not only
Well, anybody
the
I mean,
most
this
that.
part's like everyone's gonna say
of
that.
our lives.
They kind of say that
It
every
is
election.
one
Every,
of the most important. in
One of the
life
most.
our nation.
Together we will restore vision, strength, competence, and
These are
we're going to
just,
have a
you know,
thing
political
called
gibberish.
common sense.
A president
anybody.
who leads and listens, who is realistic.
God, I hate Kamala.
Anyone who
And
writes
has
speeches
common
are going to say
sense.
this. Let's compare the.
The policies.
Yes,
Our might.
I thought that's what this video was going to be.
Yeah.
A little
where's
disappointed,
the,
Jill Stein.
Okay, here it is.
Did you ever see that clip though, where they have like 16 different news stations saying the same
Yeah.
exact thing?
Yeah, I
That's
saw that
crazy.
one.
I mean, but it's just like the
That was
same
local
when you.
news, right?
Yeah,
Local
yeah.
news saying the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. It's about a minute from
So
here.
I think they do get their talking points from
I
somebody.
tell you this, we want our hostages back, and they better be back before I assume office, or you will be paying a very big price.
I will always ensure Israel has the ability to
Oh, she did
defend
say that.
itself.
And now Iran is very close to having a nuclear weapon.
I will never
They said Iran's having close like for like 20 years.
Action is necessary to defend our forces and our interests against Iran and Iran-backed terrorists.
We gave our military almost $800 billion.
As commander-in-chief,
Almost
I will
$900 billion
ensure
this year.
America always has the strongest, most lethal fighting force in the world.
Democrats, baby.
The cusp of a new golden age.
I will make sure
This is crazy.
the world
This is Nazi shit.
future.
Just like our ancestors, we must now come together.
It is now our turn to do what generations before us have done.
We will press forward, and together we will win.
We are charting a new
I feel the same way about Trump.
Forward.
Skin crawls.
Wow.
I mean, that's exactly what the CIA wants. They want you to hate or love one of the fucking.
Yeah, didn't you say CIA? I mean, no.
But this is
CIA
the same exact reason why lobbying is illegal everywhere else.
Yeah, we have all these stupid
bribery.
laws.
Yeah, but you know,
It's
like
bribery.
Citizens United.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes,
all
Citizens
this
United,
fucking
yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah.
should be unconstitutional. You
Like
think?
even like the idea of, you know, we are the only country that allows pharmaceuticals to advertise direct to consumers. We are the only country that does that in the OPEC or the OECD
Yep.
countries.
medication. I mean,
Yeah.
And
pharmaceutical.
Like
why is
pharmaceutical
that?
companies.
Because of lobbying.
Yeah.
But when I
Because
was
of
in
lobbying.
Korea, no, when I was in Korea, I saw plenty. You know, in Korea.
Oh well, maybe they're you know,
I don't know,
well, they are
but-
America's bitch. So
What?
Yeah, but
Oh,
lobbying
man,
is
come on,
illegal in
man.
Korea.
Are you still on that? Okay.
I'm always on that.
So
Like,
in Korea, they don't do fundraising like here. I never heard them doing fundraising. I think most of their fundraising is from big corporations. I would think. In
Yeah.
Korea.
Yeah.
Hey, do you give
Quiet
credit
under
to
the
South?
table.
Chebol company.
Do you give credit to South Korea for actually putting ex-presidents and even Chebol leaders in prison? You've never seen that here.
I guess that's a credit to
Korea
them a
does
little
that.
bit.
Korea does that a lot, all the time. That's their culture. You know, you jail them. All
They
the
should, they should do that
They
more.
go to jail. all the time.
Koreans love to showboat.
I think the
We
current
do.
president. There's a high
Yeah, but it's always
percentage-
after the fact, right?
Yeah.
It's always like
After, like,
oh,
everyone
look at-
knows and
Yeah.
they're
No,
upset.
it's kind of like more.
never preventative.
It's more about retribution. You know, it's kind of
Yeah.
more political retribution going on. You know, it's probably the
So
wildest.
over
in
here,
South
they're all on
Korea.
the same side at the end of the day. I
Koreans
guess.
can be very vindictive.
Very vindictive. You're
Yes.
right. You
Yeah,
know
because
that.
like
I think you
look
must
what
know
happened
that.
to the
yeah.
look what happened to the Samsung CEO. He got like jailed for
Yeah,
what,
he
like
got
10 months, and then he's
yeah.
out because of Yoon Suk Yeol was like, well, we need our economy needs to.
Well, he might go back
economy.
in. You know, you never know in South Korea. You know, if
Yeah,
you're
so
on
I'm
the
just
wrong
saying,
side.
like yeah, they might
Yeah,
arrest
South-
them or whatever, but at the end of the day,
so-
like what happened? They just get
so-
out of jail.
It's how the world works.
Like, what happened
Money
to Park
makes the
Geun-hye?
world go round.
Yeah,
She
what
was
happened to
impeached.
Park Geun-hye? Where
Right.
is she
But
now?
what happened after that?
Yoon Suk Yeol pardoned him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They don't.
But
Sure, they
still,
might jail them.
she
They
still
might-
had
they-
to go through some hardships there. Like
They
she
might
was
have to
there
go through a 10
years.
like a 10-month stay at like one of those minimum security prisons where they have like.
Well, I don't
golf
think any
courses and
U.S.
shit.
president
Or like at least their name will be tainted all over the media, but like there won't be actual consequences.
But in U.S., I think the closest they got was to Trump. You know, they got a guilty verdict in New York. You know, that was the closest they got to.
And prior to that was the Monica Lewinsky stuff. I
There
think.
was-
Monica Lewinsky. Yeah.
Somebody Eugene Debs or something.
Back
Eugene
in the
Debs,
day?
a socialist.
Yeah, he was in jail when he got 1 million votes in 1928 or something
Yeah, but
like
he wasn't
that.
the president, though, right?
Huh?
Wasn't
He was
the
a presidential candidate,
Yeah.
but he got 1 million votes while in jail.
Cool.
Dang, poor Monica Lewinsky, right? She must be like in her 40s or 50s now, and this is what she's still being associated with.
You feel sorry for her, right? I feel
Now,
sorry for her.
I've
man.
always-
I do,
always
I
have a
do,
little bit,
because
but-
she was just an intern, 19 years old, and I mean,
It's probably like
You should hear what
48 or
the 51 now. You should hear what Democrats still say about her. Like, that hoe, or just like they said about Tara Reid when she came out.
Tara Reid
All
said that
these
she
like
was
Democrats who
sexually
are like
assaulted.
believe
All
women,
these
all this.
Me Too Democrats.
Yeah.
When they come out against Biden, or when they're reminded of Monica Lewinsky, at least the hatred I saw on Twitter was like, what makes them Democrats?
You saw that meme, right? When it was like saying like it shows like Ed Norton looking like really like cute and calm or whatever, and then like him like with his shaved head and the Nazi tattoo.
Yeah.
And Norton?
It says like, when Democrats find a black person that doesn't agree with their opinion, they turn.
You mean the
Nazis.
Primal Fear, Edward Norton, the naive?
No,
from
American
Night
History
Tracks.
X.
Yeah, this one.
I know. And
Oh.
that one. Yeah, that's from Primal
But
Fear.
it's not with that. It's the same kind of like. meme
Yeah, right,
format.
right. So you're saying Democrats, if they meet a black person who loves being a Democrat and supporting Democrats, they're very nice and sweet and happy. But if a black person says anything about Democrats and doesn't agree with them, then the Democrat will turn into a neo-Nazi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen my progressive friends, when I started getting radicalized and saying something about the foreign policy, all my progressive, white, left-leaning friends were like, why are you here? Why don't you go live there? Like suddenly they became,
A Nazi,
yeah. That's-
literally. Like saying go back to China, but whatever. That's like saying Jew, get out of here.
And that's how I lost pretty much all of my white friends, because I realized they're all pretty much the same.
So they're all good at pretending. A lot of Democrats, liberal Democrats.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
So that whole thing
A lot
when
of
they,
hypocrites.
yeah.
A lot of hypocrites.
yeah.
They're just fucking Nazis.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I found
the
out
end of
about
the
the
day, they're
Democratic Party. You know,
Nazis.
I used to like Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, but I
I
feel
never
like
liked him, but yeah.
I know you didn't, but I think there's a lot of hypocrisy going on, more so than on the conservative side.
Yeah.
But why did you like Obama? I always thought.
Yeah, so Obama, okay, I think we needed a black president. That was, and he was
that's-
I think he was
Culturally,
he was
he was a
very
great
he was
president.
very how do you say?
Charismatic.
Charismatic, yeah, and he was
Yeah.
he was
He
better.
was fun.
He was better than
He
John
was
McCain.
perfect
He
agent
was better
from
than
the
John
CIA.
McCain. He was better
Right.
than Mitt Romney. I felt,
He is
Nobody
charismatic, perfect
under-
perfect CIA
It is,
agent.
it's-
Nobody understood
I think
people
so.
under the age of 50 than Barack Obama.
But I think
as
Obama
president.
brought a lot of division to this country. That's what I
Yeah,
think.
for
Why-
sure.
I think
it was
what
horrendous.
I think Obama's danger was that because he was so cool and slick and charismatic,
Yeah.
he was able
He
to
got
get away with
less.
a lot
Yeah,
of
for sure.
stuff
did.
that
He did. A lot of
McCain wouldn't have
scandals.
been
So
able to
many
do.
wars.
Just as Kamala, when she becomes president, she's going to get a lot of leeway because of being black or Asian and woman and all this.
I don't know. The woman part might counteract that part just as
And she's not as slick as Obama. She's not. She's not
definitely
Obama.
not.
No, she's not even as slick
No.
as Trump or
No.
maybe even
No,
Biden.
but even McCain. I mean, yeah, no.
Well, Biden
no,
20
no.
years ago, maybe.
Biden was
now.
pretty sharp. You
Now?
know, back in the day when he talked about Israel.
That's what I'm saying. 20 years ago, he
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
sharp and slick, but like now he's like.
Yeah, but Kamala could. Okay, well, Kamala's just
Kamala's
really.
gone. She's crazy. I think the way she talks doesn't make
I
sense.
think she's just really dumb, and
yeah.
yeah. And when I see all this support and rallying behind her now, I'm like, where's this coming from? Like,
She haven't held a single press conference or interview ever since she announced her candidacy.
You know what I'm also
for over a
seeing
month.
like lately? Like, oh, Kamala didn't actually jail black men. That's propaganda or
She
something.
did.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
that's what I'm seeing right now on
The
Twitter.
marijuana, the weed smokers. She
Yeah.
smoked weed, but she jailed weed smokers. So
Yeah.
you know,
She laughed about it,
Yeah, she
too.
laughed about it.
well, you know,
And there was a guy.
But if you don't vote for her, you're anti-black.
and anti-Asian and anti-woman.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she has all of it, right? Asian,
Afro-Zionism
Indian,
at
black,
work.
She can-
female.
she'll have-
She hits all the blacks.
She'll be able to bomb Asian countries, black countries, Middle Eastern countries. Yeah, she'll be able to pretty much bomb anywhere she wants.
And they'll be like, why are you criticizing her? You're anti
And
whatever.
to prove that she's
Convenient.
as tough as a man, she might even bomb even more.
If she's bombing an Asian country, it'll be like, you're anti-black. If she's bombing a African country, it'll be like, you're anti-Asian or something.
Yeah, but she'll be doing it because she's always been pro-police state.
And
Oh yeah, that too.
she covered up the
She's not my favorite.
The priest.
I don't hate her.
She's not even popular in California.
I think we should hate her because in California, when she was the attorney general, she covered up the priest altar boy sex scandal that was rampant here.
Wow.
Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she didn't charge all these priests who
like,
committed all these
it was
crimes.
the other thing,
because you
too.
know why? She got a lot of money. She got a lot of dough from Catholics. That's why.
Because the other thing too was that she jailed all those people for marijuana charges, right? Or for very small charges. And then after the fact, after it's now Black Lives Matter, she's like, oh, Prop 47, let's let all these people that I've jailed
she wrote
and
that bill,
incarcerated
right?
for years and turned into hardened criminals, right? After I've turned all these people into hardened criminals, let me just let them all out and then have people deal with them and say, if you don't agree with this policy, you're anti-Black.
What I understand is she wrote that bill, the $950, less if you steal less than that, you don't get charged. She wrote that bill.
Okay, anyway, Kamala says U.S. military will be the most lethal fighting force in the world. Ben Norton, he says, in a conservative estimate by scholars at Brown University, U.S.-led wars since 9/11 have cost 4.5 to 4.7 million deaths. So how many millions more will the U.S. empire kill under Kamala? So
Killer Kamala.
that's a lot of that's a lot of deaths, and that includes 38 million war refugees and displaced persons. The U.S. government is conducting counterterror activities in 78 countries. The price tag for post 9/11 wars is over $8 trillion. I mean, that's amazing. Yeah, so there's that, and then. Here's a video of DNC attendees covering their ears as the names of dead Palestinian children are read as they leave the convention. You see this woman, she has a rainbow wristband, so she's very progressive, and she cares about human rights.
But yet...
Because you know what happened, like, in the 1950s? So Eisenhower, right? He becomes president in 19...
The Republican president.
Hold on.
They don't want to hear it.
Oh, they don't want to hear it.
The black guy's the worst. This guy.
Mock them again. Mock the children again. Do it again. Do it again.
18 years old. 18 years old. Yusuf Hassan. 18 years old. Turn around and join the uncommitted soldiers in the protest.
Were they justified in covering their ears because of a megaphone? Maybe their ears were hurting? What do you think?
I mean, they were right there.
Right.
Because I'm not going to lie, as I was watching that, I was like, if she was standing right as I was walking by, would I also close my ears?
Did you see the one where it ends with the J-Dams?
No. Here's
so
also...
they're neocons. A lot of the Democrat Party became neocons.
This video. They have a version
Oh,
of
yes. So here's a video. It says, that concludes the DNC. They're using a Queen track, We Will Rock You. So you see Hillary and some celebrities here.
I just said something like, if you vote for a party that does this, you're just cringe.
Let's hear what's going on with the DNC.
That's Julia Dreyfus. Who is
Who's
she?
that? Buttigieg? AOC? Oh, shit. All right, so that's the DNC.
It is kind of funny to have Julia Louis-Dreyfus in there because
she's hardcore Democrat.
Oh, she's a what?
She was on Veep. She was like the president of the country on
Vice
a TV
president,
show.
right?
But she's also...
Then she became president.
She's a billionaire, isn't
Jewish
she?
billionaire.
The Dreyfus
Is she a
Fund?
billionaire?
Zionist.
Isn't
her
she from
dad.
the Dreyfus?
Her dad is.
A French, some sort
So
of
that's
French
why she got the role in
conglomerate.
Seinfeld, right? Because I never felt
I don't
that
think
she was
that's why
talented.
No, that's
got-
not why.
Is she talented? I don't
Yeah,
know.
she's hilarious.
She's talented,
She's
but she's
really
fucking
talented.
rich, too.
Yeah.
I mean, she's
She's
independent.
born rich. Yeah.
She's born rich, yeah. But
That's
when
not why she got on
Yeah, but when I
Seinfeld.
watched Seinfeld, I felt, she was a weaker link. I thought Jerry and,
I always
George-
thought she was one of the funniest on the
Okay.
show.
I think
Yeah.
everybody's
Kramer, I
different,
thought,
I
was the
guess.
weakest link.
Yeah,
I thought he was
same.
just-
Kramer?
Yeah.
Kramer and
the slapstick?
Seinfeld, I
Slapstick?
thought.
Though I
For
never
me,
really,
it was all about George and Elaine.
I never really liked that show that
I
much.
didn't,
didn't
like
really like it that much
Yeah,
either.
it's
It
kind
was
of
kind of
overrated,
like
right?
Game of Thrones. I only watched because everyone else did.
Yeah. I mean, like, I didn't even watch that much TV back then because, like, parents. I'm not.
No, I'm just kidding. No.
I'm sorry for having parents.
No. I mostly watched it afterwards when I got to like
Restricted.
college
I think what
and stuff.
Seinfeld did was just focus on tiny things that we just kind of passed by in life and kind of focused on that.
And they were just
right?
fucking assholes.
Yeah.
They were horrible people.
They were horrible people. You're right.
All four of
They
them
are.
were
They are.
horrible
You're right.
people. But that's like the
You wouldn't
formula for a lot of comedic shows. Is they're just horrible
Horrendous
people.
people, yeah.
How I Met Your Mother. They're horrible people.
Even The Office
Okay.
has like an element of that
All
too.
horrible
I'm
people.
just like, this show kind of sucks.
yeah.
The Office. Who's
Yeah,
the
like
horrible
Jim and
char-
Pam is like supposed to be the ideal couple, but it's like he literally cheats on the boyfriend, and we're supposed to see that they say that's good behavior.
Yeah, but I mean, just even on the day-to-day stuff, the stuff they find funny, like, can be kind of looked at.
Yeah, so it's kind of like on Friends, there's a
think
lot of
that's-
likable people, good people, right?
No, they're all horrible
You
people
think
there
so?
too.
In Friends, too?
Yeah, they're all narcissistic, selfish, greedy people.
You think so?
Yeah,
That's what you're laughing at. You're laughing at either their greed and horribleness or stupidity.
but then like when you watch it without a laugh track, it like almost looks psychotic.
And I think that's part of the reason why our culture has become this way is because we've normalized not being educated or like
Ross
thinking
okay,
things
though?
through, and we're
Ross? No.
normalized like horrible people. Ross was horrible.
Was he horrendous?
It's irony
Yeah.
porn.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Oh, because
All right.
he
They were
knocked
like
up- he
so
knocked up-
misogynistic
he
on
knocked up
Friends.
Jennifer Aniston there, right? Okay.
It's like,
All right.
oh, you just don't understand the joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's wrap this up with one final thing.
Whoa, we're already there.
There are cholos or South Central like Latino gang type dudes. Like you can check them out. You can see them here. Look at these cholos here. Where do you think they're from? East LA, South Central?
Japan.
No.
Japan.
These guys are actually in Saudi Arabia. These are Arab cholos, Saudi
shit.
cholos.
Nice.
Saudi.
So they're trying to, live that life.
Is that a bicycle?
They got the
What is
lowriders.
it?
They got the.
They do that in Japan
hydraulics.
too.
Right, in Japan too, yeah. And even Vietnam.
Huh.
I recently went to that food market with a cholo guy, and he told me that he has got like people in Vietnam that does that stuff, and Japan.
Yeah, I haven't seen any outrage from the Latino community against at least the Japanese cholos.
Yeah. Anyway, looks like Saudi Arabia is changing.
I don't know about this changing.
Family comes first. It's so funny because
I know they're changing
he
rather
looks
than
kind of
LARPing.
Mexican, but then he doesn't. But anyway. And
Why was that an important story?
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
what I was just trying to piece together.
it's one of those Easter eggs.
Is that what is he? He
There's
looks
even
like,
videos of the
episode
same
Easter
guys
egg.
He looks
rapping
like
while
Ali
playing
G.
cards. Oh yeah, Ali G.
Oh, you mean the huge Zionist?
Sasha Baron
Borat,
Cohen.
Borat.
He's the worst.
Yeah, can't stand it.
Okay, now they're wearing Sixers and
Like like this past year has like revealed to me how much Zionism is in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Didn't you already know
Everything.
about it?
No, not like.
Yeah, we
Like
knew
Steven
there was
Spielberg,
a lot,
for example.
but I don't think we realized how much control they had.
You can
Do you know
know
what
by
I mean?
the credit rolling. The
No.
credits, look at all
it's
the
not.
names.
It's not just about who's in it. I'm just talking about like
that's
the
just like
actual
Jewish
message.
people. We're
Yeah.
talking about like actual Zionism with like
Like if you go to back to the like everything
to the what?
Spielberg says.
Yeah.
Spielberg makes.
Spielberg
has like
is-
this little thing
component.
like in
Like Munich?
Back to the Future, for example. The people that he steals plutonium from are Libyan terrorists that are these almost like comically like evil people or whatever that are chasing Doc Brown and them down or whatever.
which came out of nowhere, by the way.
Yeah, in Indiana Jones, they're in North Africa, and there's this like Muslim guy being like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
fight you, and then Indiana Jones
Yeah.
just
or
shoots
either
him.
it's against the
just kinda
Nazis,
like,
right?
No, it's more like Indiana Jones just shoots the Muslim guy like with a gun, saying like, "Oh, I'm superior to you because I used my intellect and my."
But I heard that
superior-"
that scene was an impromptu thing that Harrison just
whatever
did,
it is,
'cause
it's
he was
just
so
like
sick.
it's just
They
these
left it
like
in, right?
fucking
Interesting.
yeah, impromptu that
Okay.
they left in.
All right,
Huh.
and yeah, thanks
There
Doug,
are those
for that.
messages, probably, yeah.
There are messages in Hollywood. Yeah, check out those of you out there. A really great lecture to listen to is search YouTube for Michael Parenti, and the lecture is entitled I think it's called Rambo and the Swarthy Hordes. It's maybe 40 minutes to an hour, but really great.
Even Rambo, you like when they say we support the Mujahideen.
Mujahideen, yeah,
in one of the Rambos
in
or
Afghanistan,
whatever.
yeah,
and then
against the
and then they're
Soviets.
the ones that 9/11 us or
Yeah,
whatever,
right.
supposedly.
Yeah. So Hollywood is a tool of propaganda for the U.S.
Brainwashing.
empire. I
Brainwashing.
think we've seen that over the last few decades at least. And today, it was our special 50th episode. And so to commemorate that, we're going to finish in under 60 minutes. So,
To make it 50.
this has been Ktown Social Club. Find our socials in the description box below. Like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to this channel, and smash that notification bell. I've been Michael Kim, joined by Michael Won, Ed Choi, and Douglas Lee Kim, a.k.a. Kim Dok-so.
Kim
Thank
Dok-so.
you, and we'll see you next time, everybody. Peace out.
For the next 50th, there better be cake.
Cake?
You mean 100th?
Oh, 100.
Oh,
Yeah, the
cake
next
here.
50th.
Yeah. I was thinking, a group trip to Hawaii, financed by Radio Korea.
Bro trip, right? You said?
Yeah. Right?
Maybe we can go to like Santa Monica.